Welcome back. Hopefully this is the last video on the 650 Prowler H1. What's going to happen today is we're going to try to install a winch on it and button up maybe not today, I might finish it tomorrow, but button up all the loose ends that we have on it so that the new owner can take it to Maine with him. And Eddie, the new owner, he's going to be by today and he is going to help install the winch. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, Eddie's here. Say hi, Ed.
Hello, everybody.
And we're gonna get going on this. Eddie brought all his tools and everything. And I don't know, what did we do with the winch? It's over there. Oh. It's the winch, 5,000 pound, Badlands, because anything we do is bad. Anyway, dad joke. All right, Eddie right now is gonna come up here and he is gonna work on this light. And what we have is a replacement right here, which I think I got on eBay. I don't remember what it was, but I don't think it was a ton of money, 15, 20 bucks maybe. It's universal. It has a Yamaha plug on it. All right, Ed, get up there and do something.
Got a little
Looks like it's eviction day.
little friend in here, look at this.
Yeah, we got a mouse living in the Halo, so that's fun. We're gonna take the screws out of it, and as you guys can see, it's pretty bent. So Eddie's gonna straighten it out in the vise. We're probably gonna have to drill 2 new holes because I don't think these are gonna clear the Halo in the spots they have, but that's not a big deal. And then we'll mount the tail light and come back when we're done. Hope the camera shy.
Caught me working.
A rarity.
Little flux.
Yep. Looks good.
If I say something,
All right, let's work on this.
If I say something stupid, you can edit it out.
Yeah, you can always do that later. All right, for some reason here we lost the audio, so I'm just going to voice over. And this is where we need to modify this front, because this part here doesn't actually fit where we want it to, and it has to go into the slotted area, and there won't be enough support. So we're going to have to come up with some kind of a brace. All right, so the part here is, this is the one that came with the winch, and it's a perfect fit. And this is the one, the aftermarket one that Eddie wants to use, and the recovery hooks are in the way. So I'm going to have to remove those recovery hooks in order to mount the one he wants. The recovery hooks are welded in the back, and what I'm doing here is I'm cutting off the weld on the back side so I can pull the hooks through the front and get them out of our way. The hooks are off, and you can see here it's all cleaned up and it looks nice. I have this piece of strap steel right here, and what I'm going to use this for is I'm going to fill in that slot. I'm going to weld it across the front. I'm going to put a couple of holes in it so that we can mount the winch plate to it. Drilling new holes for the mount of the winch plate that goes in the front, and there is a wider spacing than what we already had, so I got to drill these 2 new holes in order to get the bolts to go through that frame. It's all prepped up for weld. We had to open this up for the new Farley. We don't want the what kind of rope is that? Synthetic. It's a synthetic rope to rub on the metal, so we had to open it up. And it's all set now. This is all prepped for weld. We made a plate to go in there. Not sure what the plate is right now, but coming over there, this is the the mount for the winch itself, and it's going to go in this way here with the winch sitting on top. And I made a couple of gussets here that I'm going to weld on just to make this stronger. They're going to go up to the top like that. I'm going to weld those on, make this thing super strong so we don't have to worry about it bending. And
cut off the recovery points.
Yep, we cut the recovery hooks out. And we're going to use, Eddie has one of these that he's going to use whenever he gets stuck. If he needs it, he's going to carry it with him. So that's the beauty of a front hitch. I'm going to go in and tack this little bar in there. Fully assembled, and you can see the welds there. Well, let me get you a little bit of light. You can see the welds, they look really good. No, maybe not. Don't make fun of them. Anyway, they're not gonna come off. That's good penetration there. And the winch is in, and she's good and solid. Now we're just gonna figure out how to wire it. So the remote socket, I think we're gonna put inside the tub right about here. Let me step back so you can see it. You drill a hole, put that in, and then the solenoid itself, I think we're going to mount right there in the tub. And then we're going to drill some holes for the wires to come through underneath the dash. Just got to figure out how we're going to get them up there. And make the battery connections. So without further ado, Eddie's getting to it. Alright, I guess we got to take the floor out to do this properly. I gotta make a hole in the dash for the in and out switch. Wish me luck. Can't weld this if I do it wrong. Wow, I did not. All right, let's snap it in. I don't think it's ever need to come out of there. Look at that, huh? That looks factory. Come out pretty nice. Looks good. Nice and tight. That'll work. All right, that's where we're gonna put the old remote. Ed is putting the solenoid up underneath the firewall. Well, up on the firewall. How's it going, Ed? Tell me.
It's lovely. The wires aren't long enough.
Yeah. Is this taking anywhere near as long as you thought it would?
It's taken quite a bit longer than I thought it would.
How many hours have we been here so far?
We have been here 8 hours.
And what have we accomplished in 8 hours?
Very little. We've stripped bolts, we've dropped bolts, we've laughed, we've cried.
All right, Eddie's got everything wired up. The switch on the dash right there is wired up. That stuff there's all wired. Underneath the dashboard's all wired. And we got jumper wires running to the front. And the reason for that is that the wires that came with the kit, these things are only like 2 feet long. And we need actually 4.5 to 5 feet to go from this all the way underneath the firewall. But, if you guys can see here, that's out. That's in. So it's working perfect.
Dash switch.
Yeah, well, hold on. Let me come back. All right, try the dash switch. Out. In. Perfect. Put a coat of paint on it. covered up all the areas that were ground and welded, so she won't flash rust. Same as on this side. Let's go see what Eddie's doing. Eddie, getting anywhere?
Just putting a little rocker switch to shut the solenoid off and on for the winch. All right.
Floor's back in. We had to take the floor out to run the wire for the winch. Yeah. It's been a long day. Day 2, back at it. Eddie's finishing up the winch. I'm cleaning the garage, if you guys can see. Definitely needs it. And Eddie's going to take over camera duties and maybe even talk a little bit. How about that?
Fair lead is mounted.
Don't get too close, it gets blurry.
Custom bracket is mounted. The winch is on. Had to go buy some starter leads. Grip some new ends on them. Running the wires through the firewall. Through that grommeted hole. Got our winch plug right there for the remote. Alright, we got the winch solenoid here. Took some starter leads, cut the large ends off.
I think you shut it off, Eddie.
And put all these on. Just gonna shrink fit that and hook it up. Alright, we're all done. Check your work before you run your wires because I ran them backwards. So there's the winch. In. And out. Getting close. Putting in the floor. Putting the bumper back on. Everything's nice and straight now. New welds, new winch. Next little mini project is I'm going to cover these up with some screen material so that we don't get mice into the air intake. So here's my template. There's my piece. And I'm just going to use some tin snips to make 2 more. Got a piece of this hardware cloth cut up. I'm going there just like that. And I'll screw it down and make 2 more. Well, there we have it. 3 mouse screens. He rebuilt that transmission. It was full of a nasty, rotten mouse nest. And I'm not going to be using this thing every week. I bought some acreage up in Maine. This is going to pull a big lawnmower for me. And I'm only going to be running it a couple times a month. So I want to make sure that nothing gets in there and ruins the handiwork that he did to rebuild this thing.
Alright guys, video's done. H1 Autocat Prowler is officially complete. Ed, thanks for all the hard work you put in.
Thank you.
And you just saw Eddie taking it for a ride around the backyard. Camera died. I would have got more, but unfortunately, it is what it is.
Ready to hit some trails in Maine and mow some grass.
Eddie's got a tow behind mower for it, so he can cut his fields, and that's about it. Well, if you guys like Big Ed, we'll call him Big Ed. You want to see him again? Let me know in the comments. If not, we'll boot him to the curb where he belongs.
Bringing a new guest.
Yeah, new guest. All right, well, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.